This is how to make up to 200 weekly to 1,000 monthly chatting online. But is there any catch? Well, let's find out. Alright, the first website I'm going to be sharing with you guys today is testingfactory.com. I'm actually planning on sharing 3 websites that pays very well, and you will not have any issue with your payment methods and you will not have any issue working with them. Testing Factory actually pays weekly and is actually one of the top most paying websites for chat operators out there, and you can earn as much as $300 per week depending on how much effort you put in. There's no limits to this. Now, to start your application on Testing Factory, just put in your first name, your last name and your email, and then put in the motivation for applying to this job, which has to be up to 150 characters. After we just agree to the terms of condition, to be up to 18 years old to apply for Testing Factory or any other chat moderator websites out there, because you'll be asked to submit some of your information to them. Now, if you look at the left hand side of the website, you're going to see the description of the job and how much you can make. Depending on the effort I need to put in the job, an average chat operator earn up to 300 to 400 USD and even up to 500 a week. This can also be a lot more if you are willing to go the extra mile and if you are willing to work on red days. Now, these red days are simply days like weekends. For instance, Saturday and Sunday are pretty much the red days in this kind of business because there are not a lot of chat moderators out there to reply. If you're able to put in enough effort on those red days, they're going to pay you $1 per message. You might just increase it to $2 per message, meaning that you get to make extra money each time or each weekend. Now, the rest parts of the website, they are simply self-explanatory. Anybody can literally understand this. There's no stress, everything is smooth, and anything you want to know about the website, just scroll down and you're going to see every single thing, every single details in place. Now, some of the advantages of working with testing factories are: you get to be your own boss, you work whenever you want, you enjoy freedom, you enjoy independency, you control your own time, and then you get paid weekly wages. You decide what your weekly payment should be like, because the amount of time you put in inside this job, that's the amount of money you're going to make at the end, depending on how much you're going to earn. Now, you can literally work from any part of the country or any part of the world you are in. There's no limitations to where you're supposed to be before you work, and then you can make this your full-time job or a part-time job. Literally, here in Nigeria, you can make up to 200,000 weekly. Although being a chat moderator in Nigeria, you cannot apply for some certain websites. For instance, Testing Factory does not accept Nigerians. Of course, there are ways to work around those. You just have to find somebody who already has an account in Testing Factory and then you offer to do the job for them, and then in return they get to pay like 20 to 30 naira per message that you send. So at the end of the week, everybody gains because you get to do the job which they ask you to do, and then in return they pay you between 20 to 30 naira depending on how much you guys agreed upon. And this actually removes a lot of burden from your hand, because we all know how hard and difficult it is to get and manage a PayPal account in Nigeria without it getting banned. And this guy can simply pay you in Bitcoin or straight to your local currency depending on the payment method that you guys agreed upon. Here are some of the things you need to know before applying for the job. You're going to need a laptop or a PC, although most times you can make it with your mobile phones, because everybody knows that using a mobile phone to chat online is actually the easiest and it's pretty much easy, unlike typing on the keyboard for a very long time. Alright, then of course you need a reliable network connection. That is very important. You can't literally browse online without an internet connection. You don't need to actually have an experience for them to accept you. Alright, you can work this even as a novice. They're going to train you on everything you need to do, and so does every other chat rating website out there. They train you so you'll be able to answer messages according to the way they want. Just by scrolling through the website, you'll be able to understand what the job is all about. Alright, you don't really need anybody to take you hand in hand and tutor you about this. Then you can just apply for yourself, and the application only takes like maybe 2 days for you to get a response from them, and then you'll be able to communicate with them on Skype, and then you're good to go. The second website I'm going to be sharing with you guys today is called CloudWorkers. Alright, CloudWorkers is just like Testing Factory, the same terms, the same rules, the same everything. You need to be up to 18, and of course you need to have your Skype ID to be able to communicate with these guys. Alright, you always need your Skype ID. Now, CloudWorkers pays monthly. It's not like a weekly salary for CloudWorkers, but the only advantage CloudWorkers has over Testing Factory is the fact that you can send up to 75 characters per message. Now, in Testing Factory, the minimum you can send is 150, but in CloudWorkers you can send as little as 75, which makes it easier. And then as a chat operator, it kind of makes it easier for you to send messages faster. Alright, Now the amount of messages you can send in CloudWorkers a day can be like times 2 of the one you're going to send while working with Testing Factory. It's just that the payment method varies. Like, in Testing Factory you get paid weekly, and in CloudWorkers you get paid monthly. So just depending on how fast you want your money. But in terms of building up more, I think CloudWorkers really beats the competition for me on this one. Now here are some of the benefits of working with CloudWorkers. All right, whether you wish to work from home or from the other side of the world, you choose when and where you want to work. Same thing with Testing Factory. I don't see any difference there. Now all that is required is a computer, a stable internet connection, and a competent language skills. Simply meaning that so long as, okay, fine, here's the thing: CloudWorkers accept both English speaking countries and Germany, and of course some other countries. Unlike in Testing Factory, it's mostly English there. I think mostly English and French. So depending on the one that works best for you, I think you should actually be the one to decide on which one you want to work on. Now the job description is basically the same thing with Testing Factory and with CloudWorkers, and of course with the third one I'm going to teach you guys. Now what they expect from me is that you just have to have your own PC, ability to be a freelancer, then openness to adult dialogues. Now most of these chat moderating websites are only open to adult dialogue. Just simply means that's why you have to be up to 18 years old. I hope you understand, because you're going to be talking about conversations that has to do with adult talks. Okay, no child talks in this place, I'm sorry. Then applying as a chat moderator is very simple in CloudWorkers. Just put in your first name, your last name, your email address, date of birth, your phone number, then your Skype ID. Very important to have a Skype account. Then your terms, okay, the times you're available to work, then how did you hear about them. All these are just simple basic information. Then just writing the description of why they should employ you, and then click you're not a robot, and then submit your application. Now it actually takes faster time for CloudWorkers to accept you than for Testing Factory for some reason, I don't know. Now the third website we're going to be looking at is called ABC Online Chat. All right, now this is actually the sweetest. It's the sweetest among all of them, although it pays weekly, but the pay is the highest. To apply for ABC Online Chat is very easy as well. Just put in your first name, your last name, your email address, and the language you're you're used to the most. All right, then of course they pay up to 0.9 euro per message, but they only pay monthly. I'm sorry, they only pay monthly. These guys don't pay weekly. But then you can just read up some things about the website, their expectations, their training processes, their payment and earnings. The information are right there on the website for you to just take a look at, and everything is out there for you. But here's the thing: ABC Online Chat is the highest paying chat moderating website out there. All right, because they're the highest, to get into ABC is very difficult. I'm sorry to say it, but it's actually the most difficult. All right, I actually arranged this website according to how easy they are to get in. Getting into Testing Factory is easier than CloudWorkers. Getting into CloudWorkers is easier than ABC, but ABC pays the highest. As you can see, say earn up to 0.09 euro per message you send. All right, and everything that we have seen in the other website also needed in this website: internet connection, flexibility, work at home, fast to start. There is literally no limit to how much you can make in this site, and then there is no limit to how many accounts you can have. You can literally have multiple accounts and give one to someone to be managing for you. Well, I hope you have learned something from my channel today. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you.